Daniel 12 and verses 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. All praises to Yahweh, all praises to Yahweh Shai, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and shalom to the believers. All praises to Yahweh, all praises to Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is entitled Jacob's Trouble. And we're headed for a time unprecedented. Something to that nature. Okay, so I just put together several videos that show what the plans of the elite are. Most of us know what they are. Okay, we are the children of Israel, and the Lord does not change. Okay, we'll go to Malachi 3 and 6, and it reads, "For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed." Okay, so the Lord, he does not change in how he handles his business, how he punishes Israel. He used Esau, Edom, as the whooping stick, as the one to punish us, because he is the wicked. All right, and let's go to Psalms 17 to 13, and it reads, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." And we know that sword, the gift of the sword was given to Esau, Edom, in order to conquer all the nations and to put Israel and Judah in captivity. All right, so let's look at this sword at Genesis 27 and 40. Okay, this is the blessing that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, got. "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." And they indeed have the dominion of the earth, and they're rising up now to pretty much put Jacob back in slavery and to continue ruling by way of the using technology, okay, and the implant and so forth, and CBDC, digital currency. Okay, so this is actually happening right now. Okay, and on this on the videos that I'm gonna show, it's gonna tell you that. And for all of you all who took the jump shot, I'll read 2 Kings 18 and 21 to you. All of you all took the jump shot. Your immune system has been compromised. We talked about this in the beginning. All right, so if you took the jump shot, you know, nobody knows what's going to happen to you. 2 Kings 18 to 21. "Now behold, thou trustest upon the staff of this bruised reed, even upon Egypt, on which if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, unto all that trust on him." And we know we're in another Egypt today, because we were put in bondage over here in captivity. Deuteronomy 28:68, in which reads, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, your enemies, your enemies." That will be the so-called white man, the Edomites, okay, "for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." You don't believe they're your enemies? Psalms 83, verse 1 will give you the rundown of who the enemies of Israel are. Okay, we'll go to verse 2. "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The number one enemy of Israel is who? The tabernacle of Edom. Okay? And it goes on to list the other nations, the Ishmaelites, Moab, Ishmael being the Arabs, Moab being the Chinese, Hagarenes being the Egyptians, Gabal, the Egyptians, more Africans, and Ammon, the Japanese, Amalek, the Israeli Jewish, and the Philistines, more Africans, with the inhabitants of Tyre. So all these nations came against us to keep us from knowing who we were, okay? All right? All right? They consulted against us when we were hidden, okay? All right? That means that they had years to prepare and to come up with crafty counsel against us so that we wouldn't know that we were Israelites, okay? When they pretty much killed the adults and started teaching the children, okay, in the schools and what, yeah, not in America. They did the so-called Native Americans the same way, all right? But anyway, this video is going to show you that just like in 70 AD, they laid siege upon us, all right? And they surrounded us and destroyed us, all right? That's what they're doing right now. They're laying siege, okay? They basically are surrounding us, basically by taking away the food supply and pretty much not allowing us to be able to own or rent housing, because the rent is going up so high due to inflation. All right, and what the end result's gonna be is chaos, so that martial law can be ensued, and they can round us up in the FEMA camps and put a lot of us to death. Okay, that's what's coming real soon. All right, let's read that. We'll go to 2nd Esdras 15 real quick before I get into the videos. All right, we'll go to 14. Woe to the world. 2nd Esdras 15. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. What's the modern day sword? It is the gun. Okay? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are just going to rise up. And as you can see with the mass shootings, and just here recently, they just caught the so-called white supremacists in a van filled with men, okay, and who knows what they were going to do. All right, they just caught them yesterday, which would have been I think the day is that would have been the 11th of June, okay, 2022. They caught them in the van and arrested them. Okay, they were plotting to carry out some kind of riot on a pride march or something. So things are speeding up, and their plans are coming into fruition. Okay, they want to cause chaos so they can bring in the new world order and give everybody that implantation. Okay, all right. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So all the prepping that you're doing, it is only going to help you as long as you can stay in your home. Okay, but after that, after not being able to stay in your home, you're just going to be out here in the wilderness, okay, trying to survive, okay, and that's what's coming, all right, and that's what the Most High is warning us about. Okay, so we'll go to 2nd Esdras 16 verses think it's 40. All right, we'll go to 39. It says, we'll go to 38. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains encompass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And the Most High is pleading with his people, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Okay, so in other words, flee for your life. Okay, don't worry about your belongings, anything, because when all goes down, people are going to lose it. Okay, when the money crashes, the stock market crashes, when you can't get any money out of your bank account, people can't get food, the stores are looted out, then you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to flee, because people are going to, if they can't get it from the stores, they're going to try to get it from you personally. Okay, your home, that's going to be the next place they're going to head. They're talking blackouts, they're talking cyber attacks. That's what's coming. I mean, your President Biden has told us these things. Okay, President Biden got on national TV and said it'd be going to be cyber attacks and so forth. All right. So with this being said, without further ado, let's watch a few of these videos. It's going to show you what's coming.
What they're going to do to us. I came across this video, The X-Files, and man, does this sound familiar.
You and everyone you know has a piece of DNA in your genome, put there without your knowing it.
Put there by whom?
Well, that's the question of the day.
No one has the right or the ability to tamper with your DNA.
Unless we gave them that ability.
You say they're tampering with our DNA, that they're able to shut down our immune systems by the addition of something to our DNA.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly.
Or how it's being triggered.
I don't know that either.
What can we possibly do?
We need to act quickly.
You were right about that.
Well, I was wrong about the science. I was wrong about what's causing it. Dead wrong, in fact.
But it's clearly a widespread failure of our immune systems.
Through gene tampering. A virus within a virus that was put there through the smallpox vaccine. It's what these men are calling the Spartan virus. Okay. The Spartan virus removes the adenosine deaminase gene from your DNA. Remove the ADA gene and your immune system will simply vanish.
Yeah, but I'm not getting sick.
It's only a matter of time.
Okay? So how does it work? How does the virus remove the ADA gene?
A process called CRISPR.
CRISPR-Cas9. RNA and a protein cutting genes at exact locations.
Exactly. But in this instance, used as a weapon.
The ultimate weapon. The ability to depopulate the planet. To kill everyone but the chosen.
By tampering with their DNA.
Why do such a thing and lie about it? Our own government.
Your own government lies as a matter of course, as a matter of policy. The Tuskegee experiments on black men in the 30s, Henrietta Lacks.
What are they trying to do?
That's the missing piece.
But it's not hard to imagine. A government hiding, hoarding technology for 70 years at the expense of human life and the future of the planet. Driven not only by corporate greed, but a darker objective.
The takeover of America.
And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent, or cruel, or efficient. By severe drought, brought on by weather wars, conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves. In a state of perpetual war. To create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home. with tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose, the corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military in clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control a populace already consumed by consumerism.
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity. A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
Happening as we sit here.
It's happening all around us.
The other shoe waiting to drop.
It'll probably start on a Friday. The banks will announce a security action necessitating their computers to go offline all weekend.
Digital money will disappear,
They can just steal your money?
followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids.
What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia.
An invasion of the U.S.
Video, because this is what I've been trying to explain to y'all, is that, a lot of people want to say, Chung, you are, scaring people and things like that, what's going on and stuff like that, and you're, being quite negative. Listen, folks, I'm just a messenger, and I'm just here because, I know what's going on, and I'm just trying to put you on because that's love, as far as I'm concerned. I'm just trying to put you on. If I was you, I would pay attention first of all, and then I would take heed, because I told you all, I am not going to lie to you. I'm only here to try to see you win, but I keep trying to explain to you, they are getting ready to go hard. The FEMA camps are getting ready to come out, and they are ready. In this video, you will hear him break down into detail. Classified, classified, classified. But he brings it up, and then it's classified. They will also speak to you about, you will also hear him mention flesh eating. You will hear him mention about the FEMA camps. You will hear him mention about the tanks and the militia that's going to come up in here. You're going to hear him mention the Air Force, how they're going to bring the military in. It's about to get real. They are about to slam you guys into FEMA camps this year and upcoming January. They're going to be getting you all ready in these FEMA camps. They're going to start housing you. This is Representative John Haller breaking it down. He's literally reading it off to you. So if you don't believe me, then maybe you will hear one of the paleskins tell you in his own, actually from what they actually have, and read it. So I want you to just listen very carefully, because guess what? I can't make this up, folks, but I want you to listen very carefully. You ready? Okay.
Shall now vote for approval of H.R. 8791, the Homeland Terrorism Preparedness Bill. Said bill requests emergency response funding up to and including, this section is classified, dollars to prepare for a national level terrorist attack and or attack from classified. Funding for first responder personnel and vehicles would be doubled if said attack leads to more than 80% of national population being affected by classified. This funding shall commence in conjunction with the first attack on classified, or the first large-scale outbreak of classified, dependent upon which comes first. Civilian and military units shall be trained in containment and combat of classified, including irradiated classified, with possibility of classified airborne, classified flesh-eating, classified, and or all of the above in such event as classified spewing, classified escape, are released or otherwise become uncontrollable. Air Force units may also be directed to combat said classified due to their enormous size and otherworldly strengths. Should event occur in urban areas? Jesus.
Exactly. Blew him away.
That's classified.
Right.
Far surpassing our darkest nightmares. Should casualties exceed classified, body disposal actions shall be halted and associated resources shall be reallocated to classified underground, classified protected birthing centers. New Bill of Rights shall be drafted and approved by classified. Having now reviewed the bill, I ask you to please cast your votes.
Peace, family. I want you to take a good look at this video because
Homeland Security, or FEMA, if you want to call it, they're going to declare an emergency, which are going to shut down everything. Yeah. My friends, my CIA associates, I don't even call them friends anymore. CIA is crooks in action. Yeah. They're all professional liars. Yeah. I mean, they got to be if they have that job. Yeah. So you have to look at what they're doing. Anyway, they're so concerned they're leaving the country too. Most of them are going to Latin America. Meanwhile, they're closing in every day right now, just closing in to make it so we're going to be set up in these enemy prisoner war camps. I published a book. It's called Chaos in America. In it, I was asked to build an enemy prisoner war camp. I put the contract in this book. So you can read it for yourself. This is in downtown Las Vegas, right on the railroad tracks. It says enemy prisoner war camp. They're all on top. And they're building them all the way across the United States right now. Bush signed an executive order taking the old forts and the army places that we shut down to get those organized to hold the so-called dissidents. Now, what's the definition of a dissident? And the problem is that we're going to enslave ourselves because most of the people want to keep having food coming in, and you're going to follow the line. You're just walking yourself into your own prison camp. Then we're going to come down to the extermination, just like World War II. Right. Well, Phil and I have lectured together. I know Phil's not. He's dead now.
Yeah, I know he's dead. And so what about what he was saying about the number of bases at that time? I think it was 129 bases before he died. Underground had already been built. Is that all for the elite?
Yeah.
Really?
What are they going to do with the rest of the people? They just get rid of them, leave them above ground and be radiated. Now, my son happens to be a nuclear physicist. Spent the last 3.5 years in a secret city in Russia. They're about 12 years ahead of us. They have 22,000 nuclear warheads. And, of course, we're the target. The Soviets have 3 nuclear submarines on the west coast and 3 on the east coast. They're about 2 football fields in length, 5 stories tall, and they all are nuclear power and aimed at our major cities. West coast gone. Well, because the plan is the northern hemisphere is where they're going to release the nuclear bombs, and the theory was that the winds from the North Pole that are coming down, because that's increasing drastically, will go to the equator, and there will be very little spillover because of the reverse of the winds, because of the southern hemisphere. So therefore, the nuclear radiation here will be a lot more than the southern hemisphere.
And this is a fait accompli, you believe?
Oh, they think so. Oh, yeah, they think they've won. That's the reason why they don't bother about me talking about it. They don't care whether you know or not. What are you going to do about it? And you have no idea what China is until you go over there for yourself. With 1,300,000,000. You understand? Almost, well, a little over 4 times our population.
Right.
It's
These camps to detain U.S. citizens in the event of unrest. We watch our leaders in Washington slowly pass bills that label ordinary Americans as thought criminals and potential domestic terrorists for simply questioning the actions of their government. We see third-party candidates and their impassioned supporters listed in secret government reports that call their allegiance into question and brand them as fanatics and extremists. FBI and Homeland Security documents classify homeschoolers, gun rights activists, some veterans, and anti-abortionists as threats against the existing social and political order, by default creating an entire nation of radicals and revolutionaries, where everyone is a suspect, equally guilty until proven otherwise. And what is the solution to deal with these people? The same way as every other totalitarian regime throughout history. Marginalize their activities and lock them up. Prisons are being built, internment camps constructed, and laws passed that deal severely with anyone who dares to step out of line or ask too many questions. There are approximately over 600 prison camps in the U.S., all fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. They are all staffed and even surrounded by full-time guards, but they are all empty. These camps are to be operated by FEMA should martial law need to be implemented in the United States. The camps all have railroad facilities, as well as roads leading to and from the detention facilities. Many also have an airport nearby. The majority of the camps can house a population of 20,000 prisoners. Currently, the largest of these facilities is just outside Fairbanks, Alaska. The Alaskan facility is a massive mental health camp and can hold approximately 2 million people. One possible FEMA camp has been rumored for years to be at an Amtrak train repair center located in Beech Grove, Indiana. While stories and web videos have attempted to report suspicious activities, the conclusion, when honestly investigated, is that there really is not any internment camp there. Approximately 600 employees work there daily. We uncovered no unusual buildings, equipment, or personnel. Having said that, there are many well-documented camps and prisons that have sprung up around the United States the past decade or so.